Hello, and welcome to this presentation of the High Incidence Disability, Speech, and Language Impairment presented to you by the four of us here on this first screen. Let's begin by talking about why this is considered a high incidence disability. It's common enough in young children that even up to one in every 20 children can show symptoms of speech and language disorder. It's rarely due to a lack of intelligence, uh, mainly because it's more of the process from the brain to the mouth or from the ears to the brain, but not because of what happens in the brain's processing of the information. It doesn't affect the student's ability to do well in class or perform well on assessments. Uh, but typically, you'll see these symptoms before a child reaches the age of 4. So a lot of these things you'll notice as a parent with their responsiveness to your words or the way they will communicate with you uh, by the time they begin speaking. And also, another way they will try to rule out deafness is through audiometry tests, uh, because deafness is its own thing. And this is mainly focused on those who can hear but have a hard time communicating with others or understanding what's being said to them. And speaking of this, we'll go into the characteristics. A lot of children will have a difficulty understanding language. They'll have a hard time following directions if there's been directions given to them, multi-step instructions, and they'll have a hard time organizing their thoughts. Additionally, they'll use the similar phrases and repeat them, but they won't speak in complete sentences. They have a hard time finding the right words, and they'll use filler words like long pauses like that. And then they'll just leave words out. Their vocabulary will be at a different level of those the same age as them. So these are things to watch out for as key descriptions of what a child would have if they had this disorder. And a big challenge in the classroom is that students with this kind of disability will tend to self isolate and retract from their social and environment and educational environments. It's essential for teachers to be able to find the appropriate time to communicate with them and give them the attention that they need and deserve. Additionally, they can speak to counselors, try to get these students involved in any speech therapy programs that the school might have, or maybe some external resource that's available as well. And this is a cool little experiment done with two groups of these children. They used interventions in order to try to help them have more complex sentences. The first group used computer assisted intervention methods, and the second one used tabletop intervention methods that are more like physical elements like books and picture cards. Um, and then the computer assisted group used more color based stuff and synthetic slots for grammatical and semantic sentence elements. Um, and in the first session of working with these students, their complexity was low, but by the time they had reached their 10th session, their complexity had risen to a higher level. And the computer assisted intervention group had proven to be more successful. However, it's not to discredit the tabletop intervention methods as being effective too. And so, anybody that is in this kind of environment that needs to help or that wants to help children that suffer from these kind of symptoms, this would be a great resource to try to help with their sentence complexity and understanding of communication. And so I appreciate you watching this presentation. Thank you.